Hi, good morning everyone from Chicago. My name is Nicholas Vogelzang. We're doing our Ask the Lawyer post on Facebook Live. And today we are discussing a lot of things. First, I want to say thank you to all the runners at our 5K event at, where were we? The Half Day Road Forest Preserve in Chicago. We had 75 runners, which was an amazing turnout and an amazing day, really great fall day. We benefited the Mesothelioma Research Foundation, raised over $5,000. Want to congratulate Brittany Mills for her time of 6:14, a really fast pace, which makes me almost not want to say that my pace was pretty good at 8:03, 8:05, something like that, first in my age group, just saying. So we had a really good time, raised some money, had a great DJ, looking forward to doing it next year. Thanks for coming out. Let's see, we've got a couple other events coming up. Wings of Hope was last night, went to that fundraiser, really fun, raised money for melanoma. And then this Saturday coming up, we have the Silver Lining Foundation, which is about cancer education. So we're getting out there, checking out all these events. Fall is always a good time in Chicago to have these, and it's incredible to watch all the money being raised and helping out families, hospitals, doctors to advance the human population against this cancer. So, ask a lawyer. That's what we're here for. And one of the biggest questions, and one of the probably toughest questions we get, is from clients who just got diagnosed with this cancer, and they say, why should I call a lawyer? Why should I get involved in this whole thing? This is a lot of effort, or could be. And I've got a lot to deal with. I've got to go to the hospital. I've got to get to know this doctor and that doctor and have my family help me already. So why should I deal with a lawyer? And every family does have to answer that question on their own, but from our perspective, and having dealt with a couple of hundred clients who have all gone through the process, and from my experience, what I've seen, there are a couple of different reasons why you would contact a lawyer. First, this cancer, a lot of times it tells you that you've got a limited amount of time. And how do you spend that time? You spend it with family, absolutely. You spend it doing the things that you love, if you can. And because you have that limited time, you also have this period where you can tell your life story that only you know. Your kids, your spouse, they can tell it, but they can't tell it the way that you can. You know what you did when you were 19, what you were when you were 27, when you lived in that small town and then you moved. That history is in your head and your head alone. And part of this process, the legal process when you get this cancer, is retracing your steps. And we need that information. You need to give up that information in order to get that money that is set aside. So it's not really set aside like it's in a government fund and you just sign your name and you get it. It's set aside by insurance carriers who anticipated the potential of an injury at the workplace, and that ultimately there would have to be a settlement or compensation for an injury like this. So in that limited time, if you can give out your life story and show how you were exposed to asbestos, that allows for that money to be distributed. If you stay silent, the money doesn't get distributed, and there's no reason to keep it there. It's essentially yours. You just have to tell your story. And so if you go through the process and you do tell your story of your life history and what you worked around, what does it benefit? Well, it benefits your family. I can't tell you how many families I've seen where they're enabled to send grandkids to college debt-free, or even consider the possibility of going to college because of what their grandfather did for them. And he stood up, took a stand and said, this is what happened to me when I was 20 years old, or this is what I worked with when I was 25, 30, or my whole life. So it can leave a really lasting legacy, and it's meant so much to so many families, and it's been really cool to see, because unfortunately I have to see the part where the family deals with the cancer, and that's always the challenging part. But then there's the other side of it, and the benefit of what the family reaps from going through the process. And then the other part of it, I think, is to benefit all the other workers that have gone before you and gone and will go after you. Unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of different people that are injured at work through chemicals and different toxins. And the more that you can stand up and say, hey, this wasn't right, this shouldn't have happened to me, the more of an effect and a lasting impact that makes in the world we live in and in this great country that we have to make it safer and better for every worker and every person out there. So that's the Ask the Lawyer segment. I hope you enjoyed it. I think it is really important. It is my life's work, and I think that everyone else should definitely give it some serious consideration. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next week, hopefully on Friday. This Friday I had something to go to, but I'll be back next Friday. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you soon. Thanks.